Till beef was rarely eaten in ancient China, as cows and bulls were used mostly for transportation. Only nobility could eat beef, but only if the animal died naturally or from old age. Makes sense considering in a crop farming civilization, cows are much more valuable as draft animals than to be killed for beef. China has a lot of great land for farming crops but not a lot of land for ranching. In a nomadic civilization like the Mongols or Turkic tribes, they had no need for agriculture, so they can raise cows for beef. Chicken also used to be a rare dish since you could get more protein from it by raising it for eggs. Till in 1993 Donald Wyman amputated his left leg below the knee with a pocket knife after it got stuck under a large tree during a logging accident where he bled profusely for an hour and feared he'd die. However, he was even able to keep his leg after firefighters retrieved it and surgeons reattached it. I'd still be under the tree. I would throw my leg such a massive welcome home party. People would kick themselves for not attending. Till that giving poop of people that have depression to rats, gives them anxiety and depression. There are several studies about how gut microbiome has a direct impact with brain and behavior for acute and chronic illnesses and diseases. Can't speak for this rat study, but it's already well established that there is a link between your brain and microbiome. Lots of jokes and the post is getting downvoted, but it's really interesting how much of our behavior is determined by stuff like this. Eat a happy person's ass. Got it? Thank you, science. Or maybe giving poop to rats is depressing. Till there is a legal precedent for the term bottom bitch. Here the precedent in U.S. v. Pipkins, the 11th Circuit described the bottom bitch's duties as working the track in her pimp's stead, running interference for and collecting money from the pimp's other prostitutes, and looking after the pimp's affairs if the pimp was out of town, incarcerated, or otherwise unavailable. Do you know what I am saying? Eli 5. Why couldn't polio victims living in iron lungs be transitioned to other forms of ventilation as they became available? Most did. But a few preferred the iron lung because of how it worked. Modern systems force the air into your lungs, which can be uncomfortable. Iron lungs depressurize the chamber so you almost naturally inhale. Negative pressure ventilation is far more comfortable, and easier on the lungs, than positive pressure ventilation when you need it for decades on end. To foot by swiping too fast on my GF's phone. I'm sure her embarrassment made her delete the whole chat afterwards. TIFU by letting my GF convince me that other dude is nothing to worry about, and she totally would never cheat on me because trust me bro. My wife started routinely texting my friend. She said they were messaging so that she could provide him relationship advice. Eventually I caught them sleeping together. We are now divorced and they are married. Are you okay, bud? I know it's kicked in by now. That nasty pit in your stomach telling your mind things your heart refuses to believe is true. I'm sorry. She was indeed embarrassed. She was embarrassed you found out about the option she's actively considering / engaging with. Be careful what you ask for, you just might get it. I have known people like her. I say they are miserable unless they're miserable. That sounds just like a woman that I work with. She got pissed off at me for being friendly and talking to her, so I stopped talking to her. Then she got pissed off at me for not being friendly and not talking to her. Sorry, but you can't have it both ways. Delivery stuck in warehouse. Nicely done there. Yes, it's often the case when they take too many orders that they can't supply for a phantom package to be stuck in a warehouse or awaiting shipping. I've had that many times, never thought to try for a voucher off it like you did. Pretty sure that's criminal fraud, and once they've realized that's what you've realized, they suddenly became very accommodating to prevent you from contacting the regulator. Which is exactly what you should do anyway. Who's someone social media has told you to hate that you don't really understand the animosity towards. As an aging woman, I gotta go with myself. Amanda Bynes. She's been through enough hell. Let her live in peace, let her run the podcast, and frankly I would love to see some of the designs she created in fashion school. As far as digging up her past, just let it be. Monica Lewinsky. Decades later people make the same 2 to 3 jokes over and over and still think they're clever. But she's actually a really good person with clever humor and positive social values. Anne Hathaway seems perfectly nice, TBH. Likewise Jennifer Lawrence. Eli 5. Why are there big cats but not big dogs? Dogs are part of the suborder Caniformia dog-like animals, that includes, among other things, bears. So in a very loose sense, bears are like very big dogs. However, the dog-slash-bear split happened about 40 million years ago, while the lion-slash-housecat split only happened around 11 million years ago. Depends on where you draw the line. The largest Caeniforma, dog-like carnivores, are bears, which are plenty big. You ever heard of a dire wolf? We don't stop for birds. As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. That turkey had to eat his words like a reverse Thanksgiving. LPT, you can fix a dry mouth by gently biting down on the tip of your tongue. You just created a wave of people biting their tongues around the world, and I think that's neat. Post this in r/trees and become a legend. Literally everyone who reads this is going to try it. Holy crap, that totally works for me. Why Nazis? Especially in America is a very revealing statement as to what Americans know about American history. There were people in the US who absolutely supported the Nazis during World War II. They have been American Nazis almost as long as there have been. Well, the actual ones. The neo-Nazis you see nowadays would probably have been rejected by the actual Nazis. They're just picking a moronic ideology and taking it over. They probably think the KKK doesn't go far enough. The bottom line here is you're looking for logic, and you're looking for it in the wrong place. You want all the shirts stacked on the edge of the table. Sure thing, boss. While I agree with your malicious compliance, the thought that any employee, even a manager, has to pay for the damages is wild to me. Sure, the manager messed up, but the business taking the damages out of the manager's pay is illegal in a lot of places, and even when not illegal, is not cool. Everybody makes mistakes. The company needs to budget for those kinds of losses, not pull it out of someone's paycheck. Enjoy your mail, jerk. Guess who got caught cheating? Ah, brilliant. I hope that gave you a measure of satisfaction after he treated you like that. Like and subscribe.